Every time you stay silent when they cross a line, you teach them that that line doesn't matter. Every time you over-explain, justify, or forgive too fast, you teach them that you can be mishandled without any consequences whatsoever. So let's be clear, you are not responsible for someone else's bad behaviour, but you are responsible for what you actually allow. And over time, what you allow becomes your standard, not because you deserve it, but because they learnt how far they can go. And this is how mistreatment becomes normal. Not through one big betrayal, but through small moments where you swallow the pain, shrink your needs, and accept the unacceptable. You train people how they treat you by what you tolerate. So let's take a look at what's really happening here. They don't start by yelling, cheating, or ghosting. It begins subtly. They interrupt you. They cancel plans at the last minute. They ignore your messages. They tease you in ways that don't feel playful. And when you let it slide, they take note. They're learning from your reactions, not your words. If you apologize when they hurt you, lesson learned. If you say it's okay when it's not, lesson learned. If you keep giving when they keep taking, big lesson learned. So let's take a quick look at why it happens. Because you're empathic. You see the best in people. You make excuses. They've had a hard life. They didn't mean it. They'll change. But those explanations become permissions. You start making room for their behaviour and less room for your own worth. So it's a bit like letting someone walk through your garden without wiping their feet first. The first time it's just a bit of dirt, but over time they destroy the path, they trample the flowers, and eventually they stop even noticing they're stepping on something sacred. So let's take a look at what it looks like. You overfunction while they underdeliver. You avoid bringing things up to keep the peace. You feel relief when they're kind, even though it should be normal. You reward breadcrumbs with full course effort. You start feeling like too much when you express basic needs. Your silence doesn't protect you, it trains them. So let's take a quick look at the damage it does. You become a watered-down version of yourself. You confuse compliance with love, and you settle for connections where you're more useful than valued. You begin to fear your own voice because it causes problems. Your needs feel like a burden, and eventually you forget what respect even looks like. Let's have a quick look at why you stay. Because they're not cruel all the time, because you've invested so much, because you're scared to start over, because deep down you still hope they'll finally see your worth. But here's the truth. People don't value what they didn't earn. And if you keep giving your best to someone who gives you their bare minimum, you're not in a relationship, you're in a training program. So let's look at 5 solutions to help you. Get clear on your deal breakers, write them down, be specific. What crosses the line for you? What makes you feel small? If you don't define them, you'll keep adjusting to whatever someone throws at you. Then reclaim your right to speak up. Discomfort isn't danger, conflict isn't cruelty, and you are allowed to have hard conversations. You are allowed to ask for more, and your voice is not the problem, the silence is. Replace guilt with self-respect. Every time you say no and feel guilty, remember, guilt is a sign you're breaking an old pattern. It's not a reason to stop, it's a reason to keep going. Then start matching energy. Stop pouring more into someone than they pour into you. Notice the imbalance. Don't chase. Don't convince. Match their level, and you'll see the truth of the connection. And then build boundary muscle. Boundaries aren't walls. They are filters. They protect your peace. Start small with, I don't like that, or that doesn't work for me. Watch how quickly people show you who they are when you stop being so easy to access. And a little extra coaching tip. Look at their track record, if not their potential. If they've consistently shown disregard for your needs, your time, and your boundaries, that's the reality. Stop arguing with the data. So my closing comments. You teach people how to treat you by what you allow, what you ignore, and what you reinforce. So if you're tired of feeling unheard, disrespected, or used, start teaching a new lesson. You are not too much. You were just giving too much to someone who learned they could get away with giving less or nothing. Raise your standards, retrain the world, and above all, start treating yourself to the way you want to be treated. Because that's where real change begins.